we could come away from last week's text thinking the law has a terrible effect on God's people. The law of God is a waste of time and is no good. And so Paul opens up this next section of his letter like this. Verse 8 of chapter 1. Now, we know that the law is good, so long as one uses it lawfully. Understanding this, that the law is not laid down for the righteous, but for the lawless and the disobedient, for the ungodly and sinners, for the unholy and profane, for those who strike their fathers and mothers, for murderers, for sexually immoral, men who practice homosexuality, enslavers, liars, perjurers, and whatever else is contrary to sound doctrine, in accordance with the gospel of the glory of the blessed God with which I have been entrusted. Amen. May God bless this word in our midst and to our edification. Paul's sending Timothy to correct the bad teaching about the law, but he needs to remind them, and this is where we'll start this morning, the law is good. A hammer is a good tool. It drives in nails, it pries out nails. It is terrible to place an alternator into an aging 1998 Corolla, talking from experience. Bad. Good tool, bad alternator fixer. An oven is a great a meal preheater, warmer, cooker. It is a terrible way to warm up your pets when they've been wet in the cold. A petrol can is great unless you have a turbo diesel Prado. Bad. All sorts of things we could say. They are good things in and of themselves, but used wrongly does not make it bad. This is user error, right? Are you like me? You start doing some DIYs at home. Turns out Bunnings just sells the wrong spanners. And they designed this tap to leak. This is their fault. It's bad workmanship. No, it's user error. I'm doing it wrong. I learn this every time I try to do a DIY. So, the law, here's what Paul's saying. The law is the same. It is good. It is objectively good. It is breathed out by God. The law is a blueprint of God touching his moral standards. Should not look at the law and think of it as some necessary evil. It is the very blueprint of God's righteousness, his moral standing. And therefore, when we talk about the holiness of God, at least one component of that is his righteousness in the way that as much as we can comprehend of the Ten Commandments, he embodies that from his core, eternally speaking. That the law shows us God. It is good. It is written by God. It was given by God. It's not like some rebellious angel, sort of Hercules does, and snuck the law out of heaven and gave it to us and goes, no, that wasn't meant for them. It was. God gave it to us intentionally. It's good. It's glorious. Much like, I could say, a large 1 ton a cube sitting up here of pure fine gold. That's a good thing. You want that. You would like that. It's a good thing for you. You could do many things with it. You want it. It is a good thing. Unless you're drowning in the water and that's what I give to you. Right? Good gold given to a drowning man becomes damnation and death. And he'll die a billionaire, but that money, that value, no good for him. So it is with the law. That when the law finds a drowning sinner, all of us, before we place our faith personally in Jesus, no matter who our parents are, no matter what our experience is, if you don't have faith in Jesus, you're drowning in sin. And the law, though it's good, it is a false teacher and a hateful person who comes and tries to give you this glorious, weighty, destructive block of gold called the law because it will drown you even more in your sin. So the law is good, but it must be used lawfully.